as leaders, we can either perpetuate the system that we're a part of, or we can lead with our heart and have the courage to stand for equity.
A lot of the systems that we all live and work in don't always create space and conditions for people to actually practice other ways of being, for people to actually take small risks in service of their growth and development. And we can't actually influence the kind of change that we want to see without acknowledging and understanding how to work with the complexity of the challenges we face today.
The Rebel Leader Collective is a space where this is not me just in a conference room in my organization coming up with some ideas, but actually connecting with different people that are across different organizations.
We talk about the Leading for Equity framework, and it is very much an approach that supports inquiry, supports divergence in a system to really understand and hold that there can be multiple truths and that those multiple truths can actually give us some insight into the directions that we need to be heading. This creates a space where there is failure, there is regrouping, reorienting, and having a separate space for that creates permission for people to lead for what matters to them.
Being equity leaders solo in an organization can be very isolating and lonely, and so I wanted to bring together some of the equity leaders in our districts to work with me on kind of a countywide vision around equity for our districts. San Mateo County is one of the wealthiest counties in the country, but it's actually last in kind of racial integration and economic integration because the inequities are so extreme.
Our region itself is really large. We have schools in Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. And when we look at the amount of Black families and Black students, the experiences usually are very similar, and it can feel very isolating for our Black families. We're not serving our Black students in the ways that our other racial groups are actually being served. So I'm hoping as part of this collective, we're thinking about what is the work that it's going to take to make true, deep, lasting impact and change for those communities in particular, and how we're bringing their voices to the forefront.
Equity is in everything. It's in all aspects of our organization. And so the Rebel Leader Collective really helped us hone in on small steps that we could take to really create change. We've used the NEP heuristics around see, engage, and act to really come together to understand what we're trying to do before we decide what are these design changes we want to make.
Equity is often described in very simplistic ways, and it leads a lot of individuals to frustration. The Rebel Collective helped me to conceptualize and give language to a lot of the complex equity challenges that you face in social systems.
There's times that we're operating in the urgency and quick fix, that I think this is really a time to how do we slow down and do some intentional work. We explore the lenses of oppression and think through how do we have long-standing sustainable change with the tools and the frameworks that we learn.
Our organization came in with our unique problems, and other organizations came in with their challenges. And by putting us together in the same space and giving us opportunities, prompts, and dialogues to collaborate together, it helped us to build our collective efficacy beyond just our organization.
I kept asking, what do you mean by equity? If we don't have a shared definition in this organization as we go out to do this work, then we are really undermining the quality of the work. And there's something we have to do about that.
We really want to create a space that centers what we do on how we lead, how we show up, how we're looking within, how we make people feel within the organization.
The children of Baltimore are all of our responsibility. We envision a Baltimore that is more just, more creative, and more abundant.
Identity, diversity, belonging doesn't necessarily lend itself to a deliverable. It's really about holding space for people who are in different places in their equity journey. And so it was just really impactful being in this Rebel Leader Collective in terms of having a supportive group that I could always lean on.
Ultimately, we want folks to be back in their space, be in their context, and be able to feel more efficacious in their roles in service of creating more opportunity, more belonging, more equity for young people.
The value of leadership development in creating equitable change is critical. As leaders, we hold power, we hold authority, and what we do with it makes all the difference. To lead with these equity lenses, we will begin to power share. It won't be power on, it won't be power over, but power with.